All right, guys, last month we saved 15% of our income. That does not tell the entire story. So let's get into my March budget breakdown. So, me and my wife have been married about 5 months now, and we're kind of staying on top of our budget and just trying to grow our money, mainly our net worth. That's kind of the main thing that we're tracking right now. We have a personal loan that we want to attack, and we kind of have some big travel savings goals and just general like retire early, save as much money as possible on the front end while we're still young at only 22. So let's jump into this March budget and kind of see what we wanted to do and kind of how it worked out for this month. So, number one, we made more money than we expected. My wife substitutes as she can, and she kind of picked up more jobs than we expected this month. So, that kind of helped a ton. I kind of budget around just having my income, which is about $4,000 a month. This month it was $3,800, and she brought in an extra $2,000, which was huge. Which means we made about $5,800 take home when you include the $30 a month that we get from our high yield savings account. And low key, we made more money, and so we spent a little bit more money. So that's something that I'm gonna talk about heavily in this video. Is kind of lifestyle inflation and that kind of creep that happens when you make more money. You feel more comfortable making those purchases, going out to eat more often, things like that. So so you definitely want to be mindful as you are making more money. So big picture, whenever I budget, I try to be honest. Um, I budget around $4,200 a month. That includes a pretty hefty travel budget, which is about $900 a month because we have some bigger travel expenses coming towards the end of the year that we kind of need to start paying for now. And I ended up spending around $4,900. So according to the budget, we overspent by $700. But like I said, because we made $5,800, we ended up saving almost $900, which is 15% of our take home money, which is a pretty good number. Honestly, pretty proud of that. So overall, we went over our budget of $4,200, but still ended up saving more because we made more. And really, that's kind of turned me on to the idea of it's way easier to make more money than it is to save more money because you just have way more control of driving those numbers up as opposed to just trying to move the needle by saving more and saving more and saving more, especially in kind of like the economy we're in, where even groceries are going to cost $600 to $800 for a married couple. And I mean, we live in a pretty low cost of living area, so it's kind of unruly whenever you're just trying to get rich by saving money. So let's kind of talk about the specifics of some of these expenses and why I went $700 over budget and kind of how I look to improve going into April. So one big thing was I kind of have some annual subscriptions that I'm not doing a very good job of tracking on a monthly basis. So like my macro factor subscriptions and like our budgeting app, Quick and Simplify that we use. But it's just something that I need to do a better job of kind of taking that annual rate and converting it to a monthly rate and actually making my subscription budget reflect that. And another big thing was groceries versus dining. At the beginning of the year, we spent a lot more money on groceries, and I feel like we've done better as far as spending, but we haven't compensated with our eating out as much. We've just been eating out more. And one of the reasons that our dining budget was so high this month, it was $564, was because $170 of those was just from me drinking alcohol and buying Zins every week. And so I decided in April, I was like, I'm just gonna cut that stuff out. It's not even good for me. I've kind of wanted to try doing it for a while, and it obviously will make my wallet a lot happier. So it's just kind of killing two birds with one stone and accomplishing two goals that I'm really passionate about. So gonna cut that out. I'll let you know how it goes. It's gonna be a huge win. Can't wait for that. Because that was a huge wake up call for me, just like spending $170 on completely unnecessary junk that's like poison. So another thing that we spent was $420 on gas, which is insane. One, I'm gonna blame all the prices going up on gas recently, but it's also just because we did so much driving back and forth between going back home a lot for Easter, for example, and my wife just doing a bunch of driving. So that's kind of what contributed to most of the gas prices. And the biggest monthly spending category this month was shopping. And it was a whopping $1,061. And you're probably wondering what I bought. And you probably think I bought a bunch of stuff. You'd be wrong. Because one of the reasons we save is so we can take care of the people we love. And my sister-in-law is graduating college in May, and we wanted to get her a really nice gift. So we bought her an $800 Gucci watch, Gucci watch that she's been wanting, and we were able to completely surprise her with it. And it's something that made me and my wife really happy, just like seeing her have those tears whenever she opened the present. She thought we got her like an Oura ring or something like that, so she was completely unexpecting it, and it just felt good to be able to give like that. At the end of the day, like money is just a tool, and it kind of definitely helps my relationship with money to just be able to give like that, because I definitely normally don't buy myself $800 gifts or toys like that. So it was really a lot of fun to be able to do that for her. But it did hurt the budget. So, but we've been preparing for it for a while. This wasn't just something that we did on a whim. It was something that we consciously were prepared for. We've been knowing that we wanted to do this since January. So something we've been kind of saving and preparing for to buy. So finally, at the end of the quarter, I like to do a net worth update. And right now we're sitting at $11,200 in cash, uh, $19,000 across all of our investments, and then I have a personal loan for $11,000, and that brings our total net worth to 19,000, almost $20,000, after being only married for about 3.5 months. So that is huge. Next month, looking into April, we're going to be trying to jumpstart this. Now that we've kind of built our savings to where we want it, we're going to focus on putting every extra dollar we have towards that loan and trying to pay that off as soon as possible.